In the shadows of the 20th century, one operation unfolded quietly, an operation that shifted alliances, redirected governments, and altered the course of modern history. There was no public announcement, no official records, only fragments buried deep inside classified archives, sealed away under layers of impenetrable silence. This is the story of the operation no one was ever supposed to know. Our first clue emerged from a declassified file, a memo so heavily redacted it was almost unreadable. It referenced a coordinated intervention of geopolitical significance. No dates, no location, just a handwritten note in the margin indicating the operation's success prevented a systemic collapse. But what collapse? And who ordered this intervention? The paper trail went cold almost immediately, as if designed to lead nowhere. The few documents that exist hint at an unprecedented alliance of intelligence agencies, several nations cooperating completely outside official channels. This wasn't a formal coalition, it was a phantom network. Funds were routed through untraceable shell corporations and offshore accounts. Communications were handled through dead drops and anonymous intermediaries. Even high-ranking officials in their own governments were kept in the dark, later denying any involvement. This wasn't a mission on the books. It was a hidden collaboration, a conspiracy of silence among spies. Although no file names the target directly, a pattern of clues points toward a global crisis that never reached the public stage. Was it economic turmoil so severe it threatened to bankrupt nations? A political assassination that would have triggered a world war? A coup that was stopped just moments before it began, or perhaps was secretly enabled? The surviving documents only reference neutralizing the threat before exposure. Whatever that threat was, it had the potential to rewrite world history overnight. And someone, somewhere, decided the world could not be allowed to know. As researchers dug deeper, another disturbing pattern emerged. Key individuals connected to the operation seemed to vanish from public records right after the event. Government rosters show sudden, unexplained resignations. Diplomats requested immediate transfers to obscure posts. Pilots' travel logs go dark. One high-level diplomat's personal journals end abruptly with a single, chilling line. Tomorrow, everything changes. The next page is torn out. These weren't coincidences. They were cleanups. Loose ends being tied, one by one. Then there are the documents themselves, the ones that don't match. Across different agencies in different countries, inconsistencies appear everywhere. Dates are misaligned. Actions are duplicated but logged under different operation names. Entire missions are logged without a stated purpose or outcome. This level of confusion isn't accidental. It's intentional. It's a deliberate strategy of disinformation, designed to distort the timeline and bury the true chain of command so deeply that no investigator could ever piece it together. It's a ghost in the machine. Decades later, the silence was broken by a leak. A single fragment released by an anonymous source revealed coded transcripts from a secure channel between two unknown intelligence officers. The messages were brief, but their meaning was explosive. Containment successful. Exposure risk minimal. Proceed with narrative revision. This last phrase is the most telling. It suggests that the official public explanation for the events of that time, whatever they were, was a fabrication, a cover story created to hide a much deeper truth. Looking back with this new information, the aftermath becomes clear. Following the timeline of this secret operation, multiple governments across the world suddenly shifted course. Long-standing treaties were inexplicably altered. Geopolitical alliances that had stood for decades either strengthened or collapsed overnight. Global economies on the brink of disaster miraculously stabilized. At the time, these changes were attributed to brilliant diplomacy, political foresight, or sheer luck. But the timing matches the classified fragments perfectly. It wasn't luck, it was a coordinated hidden maneuver. This raises the most critical question. If this operation truly prevented a global disaster, why hide it? Why bury every clue? Erase the participants from history and seal the documents for another 100 years? The simplest answer is often the most terrifying. The truth could reveal just how fragile our global stability really is, and how easily it can be manipulated from the shadows by a handful of people who operate beyond any law. It proves that history is not just written by the victors, but by those who control the narrative. So we are left with the final haunting question. What was the crisis so severe that it required a global covert operation? A looming conflict more devastating than any world war? A technological or biological catastrophe? Or was it a secret so dangerous to our understanding of the world that it had to be buried at any cost? Whatever it was, the world we live in today may exist only because of a mission that no one was ever meant to remember. The truth remains locked away, waiting in the darkness. If you're ready to uncover more Forbidden's archives and question the official story, subscribe to the True Story Files, and tell us in the comments what you believe this secret operation was really about.